Hey songbirds, it's Jackie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. This is the place where you can find hope, health, and help for a hallelujah day. Today's topic comes to us from Anissa Missa, who requested to do an extended version of the video that I did about diaphragmatic breathing. So if you haven't watched that video, please go ahead and you can watch that now. There are important exercises that will help aid in this video, and I'll link that in the description box below. Then you can come back and watch this video next. But today we're going to go further in detail about how to do deep diaphragmatic breathing. Now, I was classically trained, and it's very similar to the bel canto type of singing, which is a beautiful style of singing. And so it's not necessarily opera, although a lot of times when I'm singing, a lot of people think that it is opera, but it's a classical way to sing. And basically, it just goes through all of the foundation and fundamental things that you need to know to have wonderful singing. So if you are a rock star, if you are a country singer, or if you are a jazz singer, whatever your genre or style is, you can benefit from these practices. And also, these are really helpful for those that play brass instruments or woodwind instruments. So first we're going to talk about the different sets of muscles that we have that are important to a singer. So the first set we've talked about in the first video were the diaphragm muscles, and they are located on the bottom part of your rib cage, behind or inside the ribs, and they kind of look like a plate, and they separate basically the lungs from the lower part of your body, or your stomach muscles and your intestines. And so it kind of looks like this. It kind of sits just up like this, okay? And so when you're taking a deep breath in, the muscle goes down like this. Okay, and then when you take a breath out, they come back up when they relax. So it is almost like pushing a balloon down and bringing it back up. Then the other set of muscles that we don't talk a whole lot about are actually your pelvic floor muscles. And I would recommend, I have to stand because I can't get this at any other better angle, but I would recommend for these next breathing exercises that you sit down for these so that you can actually feel the pelvic floor muscles. Now, what are pelvic floor muscles? They are basically the lower muscles that are, there's no other better way to put it, but they're in your bottom area, and so they hold all of the pelvic organs in place. So if you can imagine what you have to do in order to cut off urine flow when you're using the restroom, those are those same muscles. And believe it or not, you use those muscles when you sing. I think people just kind of stay clear from talking about that because they think it's kind of weird, but it's important to know those different parts of the body so that you can feel what it's supposed to feel like. So when you're sitting down, you will feel in your lower bottom area. When you're taking a deep breath, I'm going to do one exercise with you so that you can feel this. So stay seated, and while you're sitting, take a deep breath in, and now make a ha, ha, ha sound. Ready? Go. Ha, ha, ha. Now you'll see my stomach moved a little bit, but if you are seated, you should feel in your lower bottom area the muscles tighten and contract to support that ha sound. You'll feel it a lot if you are laughing or if you are making short, abrupt s, s, s sounds. So if you watch the other video, you see that I do long sounds to kind of draw out and strengthen the lung and the lung capacity. So watch that video if you're confused about what exercises I'm talking about. But those will help you to feel the right way and what you should be feeling when you are deep breathing for singing. So you're gonna feel a little bit of resistance, that ha, ha, ha in your lower bottom area and in your abdomen area when you make those exercise movements. And so you're going to want to remember what that feels like when you are breathing, because if you can feel that little bit of resistance, then you're going to be knowing that you are doing it right and you're on the right track. So the first exercise we are going to do is going to be a very simple breathing exercise. If you do yoga, this also is very helpful in helping to train the muscles and strengthen the lungs and help build up that diaphragm and the lower pelvic floor muscles. So this first exercise, I want you to take both arms out. So it's going to look like this, okay? And you're going to take the breath in and open your arms out on the breath in, okay? So let's do that together. Ready? Breathe in. And out. And I start on 8 counts in this way and 8 counts out this way. The longer you hold your breath out and you pull your breath out, the wider I want you to pull your arms out, because this also helps to stretch the muscles in the chest and in the back area, okay? So let's try, and we're gonna do 12 counts now. Now don't strain yourself, just take it easy one step at a time. Do it to the point where you feel just a slight, tiny, little itsy bitsy bit of resistance, okay? 12 counts in and 12 counts out. Ready? Go. And what's helpful is if you have a watch or a timer that actually shows you the second hand, you've got to time that, because you don't want to cheat yourself after you've been doing all this hard work. You want to continue to grow and expand. So then the next thing that you work up to is 16 counts. And then the next time, 20 counts. But you need to take about a minute breath in between each of those so that you don't overstress that muscle. The second exercise that I'm going to be talking about is something that's a little different. It's something that I actually took from a swimmer Olympian, believe it or not, and this really has helped change my singing. So this is something that you can do anywhere, and this is what's great about having a voice as your instrument, is you can do these different exercises wherever you go. So this exercise, again, you're going to need a timer or a stopwatch, and you're going to take a deep breath in. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this. You're going to take a deep breath in, not breathing from your chest, but breathing from your stomach down here. You're gonna breathe in for 8 counts. So in for 8 counts, and then you're gonna hold for 30 seconds. Now, if you cannot hold for 30 seconds, start at a much lower increment, like 15 to 20 to 25, and increase it by 5. And you're gonna hold your breath, okay? Ready? We're gonna start with 8 counts in, blowing the balloon up in our stomach, and then we're gonna hold it for 15 to start. No breathing out, just holding the breath, okay? Ready? Go. And then release, okay? So this activity is a lot more difficult, but this is actually something that I started to do when I started having a little bit of issue with asthma, and it's helped to increase my lung capacity, and I've also found that it's super helpful when I sing. And not to mention, it's a stress reliever, so it's great all the way around. So these exercises are a little bit more in detail, and they're going to actually help to start strengthening and expanding the muscle. Now, I am not a doctor, and I want you to make sure that you're checking with your physicians before you do any activities like this, because these are a little more advanced. Now, these are things that I use as a classical artist, and they're what helps me to perform on stage and have excellent phrasing and good breath flow, and it also helps with my pitch. But these exercises, you can think of them like strength training. So there is no easy way to build up a really incredible airflow and lung capacity unless you do the work every single day. So these exercises need to be done morning, afternoon, and at night. And I will do that deep breathing one in particular, this last one that we did. I will do that when I am really training to expand my lung capacity. I will do that one every morning, afternoon, and evening, one time, to help increase my lungs. And it's basically like any other muscle. You're going to strength train that muscle. And it's very similar to your finances, and it's very similar to when you're trying to lose weight. The best things, the best breath support that you can get comes with a lot of time, consistency, and practice. I hope these breathing exercises were helpful to you. Please let me know if you have any questions or if I can be of assistance in any way. In addition to doing these exercises, I would encourage you, if you're not on a regular exercise program, to go ahead and get a clear from your physician for an exercise regimen that is healthy and helpful for you. I love to walk every morning, and I find it helped increase my capacity in my lungs and in my breath support, and it helped me overall have a lot more energy when I was on the stage, especially when I need to do full-length concerts, which can be up to 2 hours long. I would also say that yoga is a wonderful tool to use that encourages using those deep breathing techniques that we talk about. Plus, it helps your mental health, so that's an added bonus. Your health is so important to you, and that is why I'm dedicating all of next month to your health and your fitness. So I'm hoping that you're gonna come along with me on the journey, and I'm gonna basically go through everything, all my tips, tricks, and tools of the trade, and hopefully have a free ebook for you at the end of the month that you can use to help you get into the best shape of your life. And I know you're gonna love it. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you join the Songbird community. And as always, no matter what side of the bed you woke up on this morning, you can always end your day on a high note. Bye, guys.